Peter Molyneux has a very defined style. I can look at any game he's made and point out a slew of aspects that are extremely similar to those in his other titles. Fable is the game a lot of people will point to as being the most quintessentially Molyneux, but I would argue it's black and white, unapologetically ambitious, darkly comedic, and a ton of great ideas that fail in their own ways. Black and White rolls it all up in a single package. Black and White is a god game, the game that Molyneux was best known for at the time, as the creator of the Populous series. One of the first, if not the absolute first, in the entire genre. This was his genre, the place where he was most comfortable, and it definitely shows. Unlike some other god games, in Black and White you are quite literally a god. You need to help villagers and cause miracles in order for them to believe in you, which can in turn improve your powers and your ability to help them. You can either be benevolent or evil, depicted by stereotypical representations of the good and evil sides of your conscience. You also control a creature that grows with you and reflects your benevolence or evil tendencies. You can train the creature through positive reinforcements to perform specific tasks, or just let it kind of do whatever it wants. While there is a story to follow, teaching you the ways of being a god before gating progression between worlds, the real fun in this game has absolutely nothing to do with that linear set of quests. Some of the side quests are great. There are absolute classics just in the first area, like the singing boat guys and the guy that wants to see a huge creature. But like a lot of games that give you a ton of freedom, the most fun to be had with Black and White lies in doing whatever you want. If that happens to align with some side quest or main quest, that's great, but sometimes you just want to use the physics engine to throw rocks at things. At times, the only thing reminding me this game came out in 2001 is the fact that the game kind of looks like ass, even if it is charming in its own way. The way villagers and animals become more polygonal as you zoom out looks really cool in an abstract way. And there's one way in particular that the game feels extremely modern, the way you interact with it. In a lot of ways, Black and White could be a touchscreen game these days. You do pretty much everything in the game by pointing at things and then right-clicking on them. Even camera control can be done by pointing at the edges of the screen and dragging. However, while this would work great with a touch interface and is definitely an extremely intuitive way of interacting with the world, a lot of its brilliance, like so many Molyneux concepts, remain purely in the theoretical realm, because sometimes it just made me angry. For example, if there are a bunch of objects clustered together and you need to pick up a specific one, it can be extremely difficult to actually grab the right thing. Most of the time, though, my issues with the interactions could be solved by having more hotkeys. The few that do exist are extremely useful, and just by adding a few more, the game could be a much smoother experience. Black and White was, at the time, nothing if not ambitious. But ambition fades with age, as the things that were once revolutionary and impressive can only be viewed that way through the lens of retrospect. Some of the things that Black and White tries to do and fails at, even though it might be in interesting ways, have been done better elsewhere by now, 14 years later. However, the God game is somewhat of a dead genre, and Black and White absolutely continues to represent some of the best that this type of game has to offer. The controls, while sometimes infuriating, still allowed me to do everything I wanted to be able to do, even if it was a bit frustrating. And the rest of the game is satisfying enough to make dealing with them worth it. While Black and White is sadly not available on any digital services, used copies are pretty decently priced, though there is one important compatibility note. While Black and White does not have any major issues with most modern versions of Windows, as of the posting of this video, no one has found a workaround to make it function on Windows 10 machines. Every Monday, I look at a game that is at least 10 years old, what I would consider to be retro, and see if it still holds up. A lot of old games just aren't worth playing today, and that's ultimately what you want to get out of a review today. If you like that idea, be sure to subscribe so you can see my latest videos. If you like this video in particular, be sure to hit that like button, and if you have any suggestions for future videos, be sure to leave a comment below. Thanks for watching.